Mr. Philippe?
Yeah, people?
Yeah.
Ready to go?
Mr. Philippe? Good morning, Mr. Philippe.
Good morning.
Criminal docket doesn't start till 9. I don't know if you want to stay on.
Okay, thank you. I'll just go into hibernation.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, good morning, everyone. The 357 District Court will call its court intersession for this morning. This morning's docket, Monday, March 21st, 2022, at 8 o'clock. Starting with 2021 DCL 3131, Lauren Marie Schaefer. Mr. Sayas. Lauren Marie Schaefer. Okay. 2017 DCL 1913, Torres. 2019 DCL 7294, Juan Blanco Mendoza, Juan Ramirez, Mr. Davila, Mr. Rodriguez.
Ralph Rodriguez, Your Honor, on behalf of the defendants.
Okay. Who is Mr. Davila?
I don't see him online, Your Honor. Luis Baez is the one that filed a motion to withdraw, Your Honor. We're not opposed to it, but it's their motion.
Motion is it, Mr. Rodriguez?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't hear you.
Whose motion is it?
It's their motion, Your Honor. It's Mr. Luis Baez of the Mario Davila law firm. They're filing a motion to withdraw, and I'm not opposed to it. But I just like the order to reflect the correct address, last known address for their client, so we can proceed with the case.
Well, I need to have them here. I'm not
Yes,
gonna want to leave the client dangling there without. I don't know where they're at.
Yeah. I can reach out to them, Your Honor, and come back on.
Right now, I'm telling them what I need them on the screen.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll reach out to them.
Thank you. 2022 DCL 730, Eduardo Flores, Luis Alberto Espinosa, Mr. Villarreal.
Good morning, Judge. Art Villarreal for the state and for the applicants. Jose E. Flores. I see him on the screen, but it looks like he's still trying to connect to audio.
Right.
But I don't see the respondent, Judge. He was served on March 9th. And so we are ready to proceed.
Not quite. We gotta get Mr. Flores straightened out.
Let me see if I can send a chat to him and see if he can see it. Okay, he's trying again.
I don't know, where is he at? It's somewhere where it's still pretty dark.
He's a truck driver, Your Honor, and so he's probably appearing from somewhere on the road, I would imagine.
Yeah, because wherever he's at, it's still dark. He must be out in the west.
I sent a message to connect with his phone internet. Usually people don't know. Nope.
Your Honor, I did make contact with him this morning and he is having connection issues, definitely. So
most people don't know how to connect the audio with their phone. They don't know that they have to do phone internet.
Oh, you do? Well, now I didn't know that, so now I do.
Well, and I sent him the chat, but unless he sees it, he won't know.
You learn while you're sitting here real quietly like a mouse and just got some good stuff.
I'm sorry, who is a mouse? Who's sitting like?
Me? I said, I didn't know that, what she was saying. So I was just listening, like, like, what
He's
else?
taking a Zoom tutorial.
What else? Yeah, what else? What other tips can you give me?
With the court's permission,
Without pointing a finger at me and dark.
with the court's permission, can we get Ms. Rangel to get him on the phone and have him appear just audio?
That's up to you, Mr. Villarreal, whatever you want to do. You want Ms. De Leon to do that?
Yes, please.
Ms. De Leon, she's on the phone with him, I think.
I think she's working on it.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm calling him on the line, see if he will.
If you can get him to get just audio.
Okay, will do.
Yeah, if you can put him on speakerphone there in your office, Nelda, that would, I think, work. What is that saying? The best plans of mice and men?
Yes.
This should have worked.
We're going back to the mouse. I was not quite ready to let go of my rooster, but I'll let it go this morning.
Go to the mouse.
I'm not a mouse this morning.
Oh, and I did send Mr. Davila the email invite for Zoom for the other case, Judge, but I don't know.
Yeah, I reached out to him also.
Mr. Rodriguez may have had success.
Yes, they're trying to reach out to him. Thank you, Ms. Carranza.
You're welcome.
All right, well, let me call 2019 DCL 1034, Deborah Alexander, Dish Network LLC. Macarena Ortiz, Mr. Noel.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Macarena Ortiz for Deborah Alexander.
Can you hear what they're saying?
There's Miss David Michael Noel, office. You're muted, Ms. Waller. Ms. Waller, you're muted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. This is Stephanie Waller on behalf of the
Got a
defendant.
mouthful, but I didn't hear one word.
This is Stephanie Waller on behalf of the defendant.
Okay. All right, what are we doing on this one?
Yes, Your Honor. We have a quick status hearing. There hasn't been really anything going in this case. There was this case went into the 13th Court of Appeals on the issue of the arbitration.
Yes, I remember that.
And then the court reversed and remanded for further proceedings, but never issued a ruling as far as, obligating our client to go to arbitration. So I guess here we are, Your Honor. Maybe we can set it up for a DCC, maybe?
Well, as I understood it, the Court of Appeals, where is the mandate, Miss? No, I don't have anything. I have a bit. Hold on a second. Might be in here. Yes, it is here. Sorry. Well, I think that the opinion of the Court of Appeals in this regard is pretty clear to me. all the arguments that were advanced by appellant in this case were addressed by the Court of Appeals, which are the same arguments that the appellants used in the trial court to not submit to arbitration. And I believe that the opinion states in so many words that those arguments are without merit and that the arbitration is to be enforced. That's the way I read it, unless you can disabuse me of that interpretation.
Yes, Your Honor, I know that the Court of Appeals, issued an opinion on it, but nonetheless, they never issued, they remanded to this court for further proceedings. So we would like to actually have the chance to proceed. There was no explicit order from the Court of Appeals for the arbitration to actually happen. So we would like the opportunity to address the court further on this issue, Your Honor. You could be inconsistent with the opinion of the Court of Appeals.
Well, here's where I'm at. I'm not sure that, further proceedings means that you be allowed an opportunity to advance additional grounds as to why you should not submit to arbitration. And then appeal those and then come back. Well, they didn't really explicitly say no, and then come back and advance other arguments that are not, were not initially brought up. How many arguments am I going to entertain regarding the enforceability or of the arbitration provision or not? I don't know. How many am I going to entertain?
Well, Your Honor, we know, for example, that there's been a bill that has been introduced in Congress right now where it's waiting for president to sign. We're basically saying that arbitration is not going to be mandatory or obligated on discrimination cases based on sexual discrimination or gender discrimination. So we would like to actually, have a little bit more time to see, to explore that and see where that's going. Because if that's the case, it would apply to my client. That's for one. And I know that Mr. Mann will probably, has other things. He's not here this morning, but I know that there are other further arguments that we could be making. So we would like the opportunity to just, file what we need with the court, explore that a little bit more. And
well, I can't wait for the president to sign the bill, and then what's the effect of a ex post facto law like that? I mean, he signs it and then he applies it to these proceedings have already been decided.
Yeah. That's right. That's our understanding, Judge. But that's why I'm saying that we would like some time to really explore and bring it before the court and let the court decide based on those new developments.
Ms. Waller.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree with you that it's clear the mandate has been issued and their arguments have been rejected. The matter should be sent to arbitration now in accordance with the Court of Appeals ruling. The mandate takes effect once it's issued. So I don't think there's any basis to wait to see what the legislature may or may not do. That might stimulate all the courts would be tied up waiting for proposed legislation.
The judgment issued, there was a judgment issued by the Court of Appeals, maybe not a mandate, but the judgment issued clearly.
The mandate issued February 17th, 2022.
Yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right.
Well, I mean, if this law actually passed, then we're going to be back in square one. I mean, we're going to have to, move forward according as per the bill. If we explore it a little bit more, I mean, this might save time if we are granted the opportunity to at least appear before the court and make those new arguments based on the new developments and let the court decide.
No, I'm ready to hear them now, man. This is a hearing for me to set a status. What I was going to issue the mandate, the order submitting you to arbitration. We're hearing, this is a substantive hearing. So where are the arguments right now? You tell me that there's pending federal legislation that I should wait for that to happen. That would be favorable to your client, but you don't give me any time limit. You don't give me how long you want. And that's number one. Number two, then you ask, there's further arguments, but there's nobody here to present them because he's not here. Well, I'm sorry, counsel, that's not good enough. Where is the person? This is, everybody should be here, ready to advance their arguments as to why the court should not compel arbitration as per the Court of Appeals opinion. For me, it's pretty clear that they want me to rule consistent with their opinion, and their opinion is that all these arguments they advanced were meritless and arbitration should be ordered.
Well, I mean, well.
What else besides the federal legislation do you have substantively that militates in your favor against this arbitration as a new ground? Because the old one's already been heard and they've been decided by the Court of Appeals. What new grounds do you have other than the pending federal legislation?
That's pretty much it, Judge. I mean, at least as far as I'm concerned this morning, but we know that he was remanded for further proceedings. We're just respectfully asking the opportunity to try to bring it forward for further proceedings. Well,
you'll have 30 days. You have the appellate purposes and all that to appeal or to stay or whatever this proceedings. I'll give you a week to present additional arguments. I'll set it for another week and be present with everybody you need to help you or is going to be advancing an argument as to why they should not go down the way the Court of Appeals has ordered me to review it. I don't know if I'll be able to act because that's acting inconsistent with the Courts of Appeals opinion, unless you give me an earth-shattering reason why I should ignore a Court of Appeals mandate.
Okay, Your Honor. I'll take a week.
All right.
Your Honor, may I have the opportunity to file a response brief?
Yes, of course you can. A week. Yeah.
So it will be next Monday, Your Honor?
I'm going to be in a conference on Monday, so it'll be the 4th.
April the 4th?
Yes.
The same time, Your Honor, 8 a.m. in the morning?
Yes. And so you have another week of March. You filed your whatever you're going to file by no later than March 28th, and Ms. Waller can respond within 3 days of that.
Yes, Your Honor, we will do.
All right. Ms.
I
Waller?
appreciate it, Judge.
Got that, Ms. Waller?
Yes, understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good
8
day.
a.m. I'm sorry, Your Honor, it's 8 a.m., right?
8 o'clock.
Okay, thank you. May I be excused, Judge?
Have a good day.
Thank you.
All right. Did we get Mr. Ariel? Did we get Mr. Flores on?
Yes, he's on the telephone with Ms. De Leon, who is here on the screen.
All right, proceed.
Your Honor, we ask the court to take judicial notice of all the documents in the court's file, including the applicant's affidavit, which we move to enter as exhibit number 1.
We admit it.
We ask the court to find that the applicant is in fact a victim of domestic violence, and we ask the court to enter a default judgment at the requisite time, the Monday after the 20th day after he was served, which was on March 9th.
Okay. The court will find that there has been family violence on the applicant. And you want me to grant a default judgment?
Yes, Your Honor, pending the time frame. We'll go ahead and submit it to the court. You'll have it ready.
All right. The court hereby grants a default judgment as prayed for by the state. Anything else?
No, sir, that's all. That's all I have for you this morning. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, Your Honor. Counsel's on the line, Your Honor, now.
Oh, okay. Mr. Baez,
Good morning, Judge.
what happened?
Judge, I'm here on a motion to
Well, I know what I'm asking is what happened to you? Where were you this morning?
I'm at a hearing in Hidalgo County, Judge.
Okay. All right. So what are we doing? You want to withdraw from this case because?
Yes, Judge. At the our client has asked us that he no longer wants to pursue this case, and he's asked us to withdraw this counsel And he will take measures into his own hands with opposing counsel.
All right, and do you have all the required letters? Have you advised Mr. Mendoza of all the pending deadlines and all that, things like that you need to?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Mr. Rodriguez has previously stated that he has no objection to the withdrawal. But you need you wanted to verify the address of the defendant so that you could deal with him. Is that right, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor. I need to be then after he withdraws one-on-one so I can communicate with the plaintiff and see how we're going to handle the case. So it's not lingering on your docket, Your Honor.
Right. Well, Mr. Valles, what is as far as you know and represent to Mr. Rodriguez, where can he get in touch with Mr. Mendoza, either physical address or phone number?
Yes, Judge. I would put that in the proposed order if it's okay with the court. Since I'm at a hearing, I don't have that file in front of me, but I can submit a proposed order with that address.
I won't sign an order without that information being attached, but also you need to put the phone number for him just in case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Address and phone number.
Right. Is that okay, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor. As long as it's not a PO box, so we can have a physical address, please, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay, you got it. All right, that will be the order of the court. And I'll sign the withdrawal once I get your order, Mr. Valles. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Your
Judge.
Honor. Thank you, Mr. Baez.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, we're going into live. No? All right. 57 will call. It's criminal court docket this morning for March 21st, 2022 at 9 o'clock. Starting with criminal hearing 2021 DCR 1844, Eddie Flores Jr., Mr. Benton. Mr. Benton,
He's not on yet, Judge.
Twenty 21 DCR 379, Marcelo Garcia, Mr. Felipe.
Good morning, Judge. Chris Philippe here. I believe my client is incarcerated.
This is Flores Eddie.
Do we have Mr. Garcia by chance? Can we have him?
Mr. Flores' attorney is not here yet.
He's on the screen, Judge.
Move back a little bit.
All right, Mr. Garcia is on the line, Mr. Felipe.
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, the complaint in this matter is filed an affidavit of non-prosecution. And she added, she amended that to say that if the case is dismissed, she will not hold it against the court, the prosecution, the grand jury, anyone else. She does not want to testify against this man. And so we're asking that the court consider a dismissal.
I don't believe I have the authority to dismiss it based on that. Ms. Aranda?
Yes, Judge, this is a DBU case. It's being handled by Art Villarreal. He's currently logging on, I believe.
He's been incarcerated about 4 or 5, maybe 6 months, Your Honor.
No, I remember him. I remember the reason why I wanted to talk to her, because he's beat up on her before. He's been in jail before for doing the same thing, if I remember it correctly.
She alleges.
Right, but so why would he, in the process, the affidavit of prosecution, all she wants is for him to stay away from her?
Yes, Your Honor.
What does that tell me? What does that tell you, counsel?
Well, his ex-wife is paying my attorney fees, Your Honor. So I think that has something to do with it.
The ex-wife?
Yes, she's paying my attorney fees.
So, and the victim is who?
Victim is Kayla Gonzalez, Your Honor.
Right.
And
So you're pointing out that the ex-wife who he has victimized before is paying your attorney's fees.
no, the ex-wife says she was never victimized, and but she is paying my fees because she doesn't believe that what happened. And Your Honor, I've tried to reach out to the victim by text and by phone, and she has indicated she does not want to appear.
Well, we can't proceed forward unless Mr. Villarreal joins the conversation, and I'm not sure where he's at and where he's at. Ms. Aranda, can you tell him that we really would need him to get on really quick so we can dispose of this matter?
Yes, Judge, I just called him. He's in the 138th right now, but he will be switching on shortly, he said.
Okay, well, let me call the next one. 2019 DCR 2066, Rosemary Pena.
I don't know if we can,
Oh, we need to do her by herself?
probably.
Good morning, Your Honor. Laura Barbosa on her behalf.
No, not you.
Oh, there she
There
is.
she is. We're present and ready for a plea of true, Your Honor, by agreement, subject to the court's approval.
Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can put your hand down.
2019 DCR 2066, State of Texas versus Rosemary Peña. Is that your true and correct name, Ms. Peña?
Yes, sir.
Are you the same Rosemary Peña that on December 9, 2019 pled guilty to the offensive act of robbery and were placed on a 5-year deferred adjudication probationary term? Is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're represented this morning by Ms. Laura Barbosa, is that correct?
Excuse me?
Ms. Peña, you're represented by Ms. Barbosa here this morning, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Barbosa, do you find Ms. Peña competent, able to assist in all matters in this case?
I do, Your Honor. She is mentally competent and able to assist in her defense.
Ms. Peña, since you last spoke to me and since you were last before me, has another judge like me declared you mentally incompetent?
Excuse me, sir?
Has another judge like me
No.
before today, has another judge like me declared you, say that you're mentally not well, mentally incompetent?
That's not true. I'm fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with me.
Well, I understand that. I'm asking you a question. Has a judge, listen to me, has a judge like me declared you mentally incompetent prior to today?
No, sir.
All right, thank you. Have you had an opportunity to go over the state's motion to adjudicate your guilt with your counsel, Ms. Barbosa, what they're alleging as a basis to adjudicate you? Have you gone over that paper with Ms. Barbosa?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel after going over it that you understand what is the basis for them adjudicating you guilty in this case?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to ask you now, how do you wish to plead to the state's motion to adjudicate your guilt? Are the allegations contained in there true or not true?
True.
Are you aware that on your plea true, in all reasonable probability, I will find the allegations in the state's motion to adjudicate to be true? And in all reasonable probability, I will find you guilty of the offense of robbery. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading true because the allegations contained in the state's motion are true and for no other reason?
Yes, sir.
All right. Has anyone threatened you, promised you anything, or placed you under any fear of any kind to force you to enter a plea of true before me today?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by pleading true, you're giving up your constitutional right to confront the witnesses, the right to have them appear in person, and the right to have your attorney cross-examine them? Are you aware you're giving up that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's the plea agreement, Ms. Barbosa?
Subject to the court's approval, Your Honor, 2 years with credit.
Well, the condition of the Ms. Peña is that she's currently pregnant, no?
No, Your Honor, she had her baby already.
Oh, she
But
did.
yes, but she's informed me she doesn't believe she will be able to continue on probation because she can't afford it. She wants to just finish her time and get out so that she can take care of her baby. I believe her mom has her baby right now. And she has a lot of credit, I believe.
All right. Court will take additional notice of all documents filed based on your previous trial. Find there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations of state's motion and hereby find them to be true, and I hereby find you guilty of the offense of robbery. It is the order of judgment declared this court that you be taken by the sheriff of this county. You be transferred to the authorized representative, State Division, Texas Department of Criminal Justice, where you'll be confined for a period of 2 years. Your sentence will commence this day. You will be given credit for any time you spent in jail on this charge. Anything else?
Your Honor, that concludes my business for this most honorable court. May be excused.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah,
Good luck,
Mr.
Ms.
Villarreal.
Peña.
All right, Mr. Villarreal, no show? Oh, there he is.
Can we have Mr. Garcia back, Carrizales, please?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Garcia.
Mr. Villarreal.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Mr. Felipe has filed a motion to dismiss the indictment. Your response?
Your Honor, the last time we had a hearing, if you'll recall, we had a plea agreement that the court did not agree with. And we had a discussion in which I was instructed to try to get in touch with the victim, which we did. Last we spoke to her, I believe it was on January 20, let me pull it up, I'm sorry. We spoke to her on January 28th and advised her that in order for the plea agreement to be accepted by the court, she would have to appear and let the court know whether or not she was amenable to it. She agreed that she would appear on April 8th, which was the subsequent setting at that time. And we have not been able to get in touch with her since then. It's my understanding, though, that defense counsel has had some contact with her. She provided them with a affidavit of non-prosecution, which is why we're here today.
Well, what do you say to the motion to dismiss?
I would ask the court to deny it for the reason that if the defendant has had contact with her, then there's a potential for a forfeiture by wrongdoing in terms of his right to confront this particular witness if they've been in contact already. There is a substantial amount of additional evidence, which I think would support a finding of guilt in this case, even without her testimony. And while it is not a best case scenario for the prosecution, I believe the facts will show that a jury can find with the evidence that we have beyond a reasonable doubt that he committed at least one of the acts of which he's charged.
All right. Motion dismissed will be denied. When do we set this for trial?
I believe announcements are on April 8th, Judge.
All right, we need to be ready to go.
Yes, Your Honor.
On that day, Mr. Felipe, you need to be ready to go to trial. We need to get your client, Mr. Garcia, tried one way or the other. Either he's released or he's found not guilty, one or the other. The prosecution has other evidence aside from the testimony of the victim that they have alleged to the court they're going to proceed or able to proceed forward with the jury on this case to determine Mr. Garcia's innocence or guilt. So you guys need to be ready to go April the 8th when it's set for. All right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, no, Your Honor. May I speak the bond?
What?
I mean, can I have the bond? I mean, you did tell me if y'all were to be in contact with the victim that I would like at least get the bond, Your Honor.
No, you're coming up for trial. Another couple of weeks, you'll be in trial. So
I know, Your Honor. I mean, but I mean, I would like.
The answer to your question is that your bond is continuing to be denied, Mr. Garcia, with all due respect. Thank
No,
you.
I know, Your Honor, but I mean, I would just like to spend some time with my children, you know, Your Honor. I mean, I'm asking for some mercy here.
Well,
I'm asking for mercy here, Your Honor. I mean, I have not said nothing. I had stayed quiet. I mean, I just want to at least spend some time with my children. If I have to go through this process, you know, I want to at least hold my kids one more time, you know, and I mean, that's all I'm asking, Your Honor. I mean, I'm asking for mercy.
You will have an opportunity to be with your kids. I wouldn't worry about that.
I mean, I mean,
We didn't do this, so don't worry about it.
I mean, it's just, I mean, I've been so long without them, and this is like the longest I've been without my children, Your Honor, and I do ask for mercy at this time. I mean,
right. Yes,
I plead with Your Honor, and I mean, it's just that I've been so long without them, and I would love to.
You're repeating yourself over and over again. I understand.
Judge?
Thank you. Yeah.
Would you allow Mr. Felipe and I to join you in a breakout room to have a discussion, please?
Mr. Felipe, you want to go?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, let me make the room.
Much
Hey, the room is open. Y'all can go.
Of how much money he was earning, and we just got.
Cindy, will they still need him?
I believe so. I wouldn't take him away yet, just because his attorney and the prosecutor are still in a breakout room. So just wait a little bit, please. Alejandro, I don't know if we have one more defendant. I don't know if they speak English or Spanish.
Okay.
Oh, well, Caritales, can you tell me if Mr. Flores speaks English or Spanish?
Let me ask him. Give me just a second.
Thank you.
Have a trial?
Yay.
Yay.
I don't know where Mr. Benton is.
He speaks English.
Thank you so much. You're free to go, Alejandro.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Good morning, Ms. Norma.
Did you need something?
Hi, I'm Monica Garza from the probation department. Mr. Cortez was running late, so he's not in the office. And I was covering in another court, so I apologize for being late. But I'm here sitting in for Mr. Cortez.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. That's why I'm gonna give him time right now. Miss Carranza, can you send Mr. Felipe and Mr. Garcia to a breakout room? Because he needs to discuss some things that we just discussed that he needs to be aware of.
Okay, hold on. The room is open. Y'all can join. Carizales, if you can join the breakout room, please.
What?
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Mr. Philippe,
Yes, Your Honor.
what are we doing?
I had a very good discussion with my client. We would like to have this reset for next Monday because we want to see what the plea papers say.
All right. We'll see. Well, I'll reset it for Monday, Ms. Solis, for Monday.
Yes,
You
sir.
got it already, right? I'll see you Monday then.
At 8 o'clock or 9, Your Honor.
9.
Okay. Okay, and it's really real if we get CZ plea papers, that will help us tremendously.
Okay, I will reconstitute them and send them to you again. Also,
I don't know where
Okay, I'm printing them out, but it's, they put them all separate and different, but I am printing them out right now.
Okay, where can
I found the email.
Yeah, well, we gotta get him to Mr. Philippe because those the attachments, he needs to review the attachments.
Yes, with all of the evidence, please.
Mr. Philippe, I just made arrangements with a paralegal to make sure you have everything, including the photos and videos.
Okay, can we pick it up today?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's all I have, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Garcia. See you Monday.
See you then.
Thank you, Your Honor, very much.
Bye.
And Carizales, Mr. Flores was reset to 4:11.